Hey, welcome to 3 essential meditation tips for beginners. So, you're probably here because you want to start meditating, but you're not really sure how to do it. Or maybe you've actually tried in the past, but it felt awkward. And for whatever reason, you didn't stick with it. This happens to so many people as they first begin a meditation practice. So, today I want to give you 3 tips to help you start a meditation habit that can actually last. So the keys are to make it easy and make it enjoyable and to show up in practice every day. So let's break these down one at a time. So let's talk about my number one tip for making it easy. And that is stop trying to empty your mind, trying to resist your thoughts or to forcefully remove them and push them out of your mind is actually really counterproductive. So it's not about trying not to think or have no thoughts. It's about being with your thoughts and just letting them be what they are, letting them move through your awareness. So, one way to think about this that I think is really helpful is to think of yourself as the sky, and your thoughts are just the clouds that are moving across the sky, right? So, as you're noticing the clouds, you start to notice the space in between the clouds, right? And that's the space in between your thoughts. So, over time, that space in between your thoughts becomes longer, and there's more and more beautiful blue sky. As your thoughts are moving across your awareness or across the sky, notice that you are not your thoughts. You are simply the observer of your thoughts. So, just be the observer and stop trying to empty your mind. All right, so let's talk about making it enjoyable. One thing that makes it easier in the beginning is to start with an enjoyable guided meditation. This way, you're not just sitting there in the quiet, not really knowing how to handle and process all of your thoughts. So, meditation can be this time of day that you let everything go and you drop into the stillness within, into that place of peace. So, in the beginning, you're going to have a lot of thoughts come up, and the sky could be pretty cloudy, right? So, that's why I ask people to focus on a specific type of meditation in the beginning that actually really tends to feel good. And I do this because when you feel good after meditation, this can be the difference between showing up to meditate tomorrow or choosing to scroll social media instead. So I recommend actually starting with a guided loving kindness meditation. Because of all the meditation types, I find that this one feels good pretty immediately because you're sending love and extending love and well wishes to yourself and to others. So if you're interested, I do have a loving kindness meditation video on the channel if you want to check that out. Okay, that brings us to tip number 3, which is to show up and practice. You know, meditation is one of the most important inner habits that you can cultivate in your life. And the reason for that is because there are so many benefits that have been tied to improved mental and physical well being. And once you begin meditating and you've done it for a while, you actually begin to see these effects show up in your life. A sense of calmness in the middle of chaos and stress. Um, Overall, more joy. Overall, more self awareness and connectedness. But this doesn't happen overnight. So, for many people, there is a delayed sense of gratification. And that's why it's so important to do something you enjoy and then just show up every day and put in the reps. Because the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and the more likely you're going to want to show up and do it again tomorrow. So, in the beginning, I just really stress committing to doing it for 30 days. So if that scares you, don't worry, I have something that can help. But even if you show up and start with 2 minutes a day and you do that for a few days, then you add a few more minutes, then you add a few more minutes. And by the end of the month, you're working your way up to 10 minutes, let's say, at least you've done the reps 30 times and you know what it feels like to meditate every single day for a month. So that's what's most important is that you stick with it so that you're able to begin to really feel the impact in your life. And I've got one final tip to make it really easy to actually figure out when you're going to do meditation. So instead of trying to find additional time in your life, because who has that? I recommend trying to swap out something that you'd like to do a little less frequently for meditation. So, for example, instead of scrolling social media when you first wake up in the morning, maybe meditate for 10 minutes. Simple, and very effective for so many people that I know that have worked meditation into their lives. So, to recap, stop trying to empty your mind. Instead, simply observe your thoughts. Be the observer. Number two, start with an enjoyable guided meditation. And I recommend a loving kindness meditation to begin. And finally, show up and practice. You got to show up for 30 days. And you can do that by swapping out maybe a not so great habit for meditation. So I mentioned earlier, I have something to help you if you want to go on a 30-day meditation journey. I have a free 30-day meditation guide that I offer to anyone that subscribes to my newsletter. So if you want to do that, just go to my YouTube channel banner and hit subscribe to the newsletter. All right, so I hope these tips were helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and you can continue to get more of these videos. All right, I'll see you next time.